So, this is terrifying because I've wanted to do it for about 2 years and I've finally brought myself to do it. I bought a camera June 2018 before I went to Asia. Used it when I was out there but didn't record myself because every time I went to I just thought like either A, I look hungover and really rough so it's probably not worth it, or just pretty terrified of cameras. Started Instagram recently, Rucktravels, which is this picture as you can see here, taken by yours truly on an iPhone 7 Plus. So obviously need to get a bit more kit involved. I've got a light and all this sort of kit that I don't really understand, but it's here, it's working. This is my YouTube channel, it's called Rucktravels. The point of it really is to sort of explain why I travel, how you can sort of do it as well. But yeah, let's do it, wallop. So, my name's Tom Ruck, I'm 22, 23 soon. I live in Kent. I work for a company that I probably can't say the name of because if I say anything dodgy in this then I'll probably get in deep trouble, which trouble seems to find me quite a lot whether I'm here or travelling, which will make for some good content down the line. So, I went to uni in Greenwich, did international business, and sort of got into the idea of like business in general, you know, jobs that are sort of typical of the degree. In my opinion, boring stuff, just like working for big companies, doing stuff like data analysis or whatever, because, you know, at that age, it's quite scary, you don't really know what you're doing, you're just like trying to think of something to do that will get you through life. But the point of this video and what I want to show you all is like, life isn't about something to get through, it's about something to enjoy and like thrive in, as like emotional and deep as that sounds. I think I contradicted myself a lot because when I finished uni I said to either me or everyone around me, younger than me, that was looking for advice, I just said like, you know, if you're going to do a gap year or do like any sort of time out from the real world per se, then you need to make it productive. Travelling being one of those ways of being productive. But yeah, completely scrapped the whole thing, decided to drink a lot. I didn't really do the social side of things at uni, so I thought I may as well make up for lost time, which, again, looking back, a bit stupid, but I don't really have any regrets because of where I am now and where I want to be and where I'm going to be. I'm forcing it. And eventually got the job I've got now, which is pretty chill. I'm not full-time because I've got like 1 or 2 other things on the go that sort of allow me not to have to work full-time, which I'm pleased about. So I've been working where I'm working now for 6 months. I'll be looking to leave and I'm looking to do Central America through to LA and then going to Australia and New Zealand from there to do a working visa. And that's basically my timeline from 2017-ish to like 2022. I think a lot of people have got a lot of misconceptions about travel in general, in the way that a lot of people think it's like either A, really expensive or just not practical. Like obviously everyone's got sort of different paths in life and everyone has different careers and find themselves in different positions. At least in this sort of age gap, sort of like 18 to 25, we are afforded quite a lot of time and flexibility. And if you are just like curious about travel, then hopefully I can answer some questions. That's the whole point. I want people to realise how easy it is. Well, not easy, but how accessible it is if you want it. Yeah, since sort of like 18, 19 I wanted to travel. So I'm going to sort of fill you in the timeline between 18 to 23 and probably a bit further because obviously like I've got plans in place now for the next sort of like 3 or 4 years. Why I want to do that and not, I don't know, the kind of stereotypical way of living life from like 21, 22. I think a lot of people are very undecided and feel pressured into doing things at this age, like especially with the likes of social media. Just sort of having a lot of people in our lives these days, we sort of see someone do something and then think, oh, you know what, like I need to be at that level, I need to be making this amount of money, I need to drive this car, I need to have this house. Like, I don't know, people set expectations for themselves that aren't actually aligned with their lives or who they are as people. It's very easy for like me, for example, to say like, oh my god, like I need to get like stupidly rich now. I want to get rich and I will be successful, but I think there's a lot of ways you can do that and time's on your side at this age. You know, I'm not suggesting that if you're 40 with 3 kids and a mortgage that you drop them all to go to Thailand for a bender, you know. But at this age, you really can afford to do what you like, if you can afford it. Obviously money is a big thing. My cat won't piss off. But yeah, I'm fully ready to commit to what I've wanted to do for a while. Very easy to do Thailand, Vietnam or Bali for a few months and then say like, yeah, I've done it. Like, you've done that and you might say, you know what, that's the only part of the world that interests me. But if you're like me and want to do more, or you just want to do like an extended period of time in a place you want to be in, but if you do just think, you know, you need like a few months out or a year out or whatever, like, you can't do these things. It's not that unachievable, and it's not really gonna sort of cause many problems for you. I think a lot of people are under the impression that you've got a degree and you graduate that July and then you've got to have a job by September. Like, in some cases that can be true. Like, I know people that have got into like the top grad schemes in the UK and they probably were ready to sacrifice things like travelling and having a year out to tit about and stuff because it was just too good of an opportunity, and I totally get that. But on the flip side, for me, the opportunities that I make for myself is travelling. Like, that's what I want to do, that's where I want to be, and there's a lot of other places that make you realise how small your little corner of the world is. Like, we're kind of irrelevant. So I think what I want people to realise is that you can do it. There's jobs that I could have had last year that I could get this year and I could get next year. Not that they're like, I don't know, ridiculously amazing jobs, but you know, when you're starting out in the world, whether you've got a degree or not, it's not easy. But you know, the plus side of that is it means that it allows you to turn your head elsewhere and think about what the other options are. Luckily, my family and friends are very supportive of what I'm doing. They're quite open-minded, so obviously there are people in my life that doubt what I do and the attitudes I have. Usually when I've had a conversation with them, they tend to realise that they may not fancy it still, but they understand and they're like, okay, fair enough, like, you've actually got it figured out. I'm going to do a bit more on, like, I don't know, life and how you sort of go from A to B in life. From a personal point of view, at least, like, I've got things here that I'm building that are sort of like for the future, so like financially. But for me, so far, my travelling has added a bit to me. It hasn't added a great deal so far to my skill set in like a professional environment, but it has added a lot to me as a person and my outlook on life, how I deal with situations, how I am with people, how I am under pressure, which are all things that are relative to a professional environment. All these skills do come into travelling, so it's definitely food for thought. Whether you travel alone or with people, you'll learn a lot about yourself and you'll definitely develop yourself a lot. When I went to South America, I was half the person I am now. A, because I had stuff going on at home, but B, like, I was like 19, didn't really have a clue what I was doing. Like, just little things that I noticed back then, like the way I was dressing, having like bleach blonde hair, like all this sort of stuff. You do think like, Christ, like, what was going on? Like, what am I talking about? What am I doing? But now, you know, I feel better about myself. I feel better about what I'm doing. I'm sure on things. I'm very sort of like assertive in what I want. And I think travel's had a big part to play in that. So, you know, if you're sort of doubting it because of being a detriment to your career or your future, in the nicest way possible, like, scrap that idea. It's unless you're going for a grad scheme or something that you need within the next year or two. And this isn't like, I'm not speaking for everyone, but I'm speaking for the majority, I'd like to think. I'm not like, I don't know, I've had a lot of people say to me things like, you know, you must need like loads of money to travel. Yeah, it's not cheap. Like, you do have to have a bit of money behind you. Like, if you're going to do a few months in Asia or South America, like, you can't go out there with 300 quid. You need a bit of money. Again, you know, when I talk about finances in a bit further depth, hopefully you'll sort of see how I manage money, how I save money, how I make money. You know, it doesn't need to be extreme. Like, the majority of people you meet when travelling are doing it on a shoestring. They're keeping to a strict budget, and they're able to do it. And a lot of people come back from travelling with literally nothing in their bank. As much as that's not how I want to do things, I do respect it. I've been travelling with people that have spent their money to the last penny and then got back to Gatwick or Heathrow with like not enough money to get an Uber home. You know, like, these things are reality. But as I keep saying, I will do that. I will do a video and more info on Instagram talking about money. And any questions that you do have, please, like, you know, email me, Instagram, comments, whatever it is. If you know me, like, text me. Like, I don't really care. Like, I love answering questions on this sort of stuff because I am passionate on it. I'm a bit of an opinionated sod. You know, I won't sort of back down from an opinion I have. And this is something I think very strongly of and I believe in a lot. If anything I'm wrong on or you don't believe in, say it as well. It all means a lot. You know, I'm not doing this for myself, I'm doing this for like people that care. Like, I've had enough people now to make me want to do this. You know, it only takes like 1 or 2 people to say something nice or say, oh yeah, you should do YouTube or whatever, to make you want to do it. So those people, thank you. I'm basically like bricking my pants, but you know, I'm doing it, so it's a good start. Hopefully it'll get better every time. There's going to be people that don't like it. Sadly, I don't care. I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing it for people that want to get involved and A, support me, B, learn something, or just sort of be connected to it. I've been doing story highlights on Instagram recently, so I've done Bali, Thailand, then Vietnam soon, and I'm probably just going to stick to Asia at the moment because I think that's the sort of sought after place for the majority of people. As much as South America is amazing, it's pretty hairy and it's a lot more difficult to travel, a lot more expensive, so bear that in mind. I'm very appreciative to anyone that supports and gets involved, so please do. That was quite scary.